alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
yes, indeed, there's a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. And we welcome you here at 866-972-7247. We are connecting with all of you all across the nation. And I'm so glad to have the opportunity to connect with you. Have you heard the whisper? The whisper of the heavens. The whisper that brings us to the new opportunities that shift and create new ways for each of us. I'm so glad that we are able to expand our consciousness and to understand where we're going. See, God is always talking to us. And as God talks, we learn to listen. And as we learn to listen, we find the answers. All the answers that we are looking to have. And as we create new possibilities in this journey, we are here to connect and hear the whisper of the divine, to understand that beautiful things can happen. But you've got to pay attention. You've got to listen. You've got to shift your consciousness and open up to new possibilities. And you can do it. God is always guiding us. We are always getting a message. There's that knowing, that sense, that understanding. You know, when we open up to new possibilities, when we have an idea and we just can't shake it, and you think, I think I have to do something with this. This is how the universe communicates with all of us. This is how God prompts us to go where we need to go so nothing can come against you. You are ready to open up to a new horizon. The world is shifting and changing. And you have to find your place. And you have to pay attention. There's a sense of shift. There's a sense of it's time to go. But where are you going? How do you know where to go? How do you know what to do next? You have to sit. You have to be still. I was teaching in my class last week, and I shared with my students. I said, when we want to hear the stillness, the whisper of God, sometimes we have to just sit, drop, and roll. We just need to stay still and stay low to the ground and become grounded and really in tune with all that's going on before we make our move. We need to make sure that we understand what the universe is showing you, but also you need to be clear on what you want. What do you want? What would you love your life to be 6 months from now? Now, I know there's a lot going on in the world, and, well, hard to predict what's going to happen next, but if you could just choose how you would like your life to play out, what you would like your results to be 6 months from now, and if you could just look at that and then spin the clock back, go back and go look at the November time of 2025. Where were you then? Where were you 6 months ago? And what has changed in your life? And if you said nothing changed, then you're stuck. Oh, I know, Sarah Spiritual, we don't need you to tell us we're stuck. We know we're stuck. We feel stuck. But you're stuck because you're frozen and afraid to make a move. Change one thing on the board of life, and other things have to change. The universe is pushing you to take a look at what is out of place. There used to be a magazine. I think they used to call it Highlights Magazine. And in the magazine, you would have all these pictures that you would color, and they would have this one page where it would be like, what doesn't belong in the picture? And you had to pick what didn't belong in the picture. Or you had to find the words that were hidden in the picture. Or find the duck in the picture. And how many ducks were you going to find? It was all these challenges, mostly geared at keeping you alert and paying attention and helping you guide yourself through coloring. And our parents, I guess, used it to make us stay busy. But the thought behind it is you had to identify what wasn't fitting in the picture. So when you take a step back, just step back. Be impersonal about yourself at this moment and say, what isn't working for me? What isn't happening correctly? What's been stuck? What's been stagnant? What feels like everybody else has moved on but me? Because that statement I hear for years. What hasn't happened for me? And why does everybody else seem to pass me by? We're not in a race, so people will pass you by. But you see, they're making moves, they're making choices, they're choosing to make changes, and at times throw caution to the wind. And some of you are in such a lockdown of fear, perhaps a carryover of where we've come from in the beginning of 2020. But nonetheless, you're locked down in fear, you're stuck, and you're afraid to make a change. You can make the change. Perhaps you can't jump completely across, but you can find a way to begin the journey, to cross to another section of life, another job, another aspect of relationship, another creative form to sustain yourself and your family. There are so many things that we have available to us. Well, we like to keep doing what we're doing because we know what we know, and what we know kind of works. And if we make a change, we could fall. And if we fall, we don't know how we'll get back up. And the story goes on. You have to look at where you are. You have to look at what you want to do over these next 6 months. Because the next 6 months are a powerful time. These are some of the most transformational times that humanity is going to see. Because all of us are going to be in an energy of stepping out of our comfort zone, looking for new ways to do the things that we do. And also, it's an opportunity for all of us to take a look inside and ask the very important question, am I being true to myself? Can I do it? Are you really listening to your inner self and following what makes you happy? You see, God's whispering a different plan. You have to pay attention. And sometimes when you're feeling stuck, what will happen is this. You will get the sense that you're stuck and feeling stuck, but there's this other force that's not fear that just tells you, ride the wave, stay the course, keep going. And you will say, but I want to make a change. Even though inside you're not ready for the change, but you'll announce to the world, I want to make a change. And the voice inside will say, stay the course. Keep doing what you're doing, because around the corner, around the bend, there's a bigger version of the plan that you could have ever imagined, and you need to get there in order for it to unfold. So there's a very fine line between being stuck and stagnant because we're afraid to change and we're in fear, and just having this intuitive knowing that you need to stay the course for now and keep putting out the intention of the desired change and looking for the opening that comes so easily without any resistance that appears, so that you can walk right through that doorway and into the new version of the life that you want to create. And each one of us has this opportunity. Every one of you is going to have an opportunity to change something important in your life in the next 6 months. Now, for some people, I could say that and you get nervous. It could be your perspective on something. It doesn't have to be something that's going to catch you off guard. What is your perspective on your job, on how you live your life? What's your perspective on your spirituality? Are you looking to develop and deepen that connection, to go to a new level? Or are you realizing that the way you've been connecting has not felt as sincere, and you've been doing all the things other people told you to do to connect, but it's really not your way to connect. You know, everyone gets on the bandwagon. For a while, everyone's doing yoga, and then people are doing Pilates, and then they're doing breath work, and then they're doing cacao ceremonies, and there's so many ways to connect. But just because everyone you know is going that route doesn't mean that that's the right route for you to deepen your connection, to advance your spirituality, to have a better understanding of who you are and who you have come to be. We have all come to do and be someone of value, someone who has come to be a part of this experience because you are an integral thread in the tapestry of life, the unfolding of what humanity is to embark upon in this time. You're a part of that. And you could be the person who's delivering an Amazon package. You could be the person running a company. You could be the nurse at the emergency room. You could be doing what seems to be a typical job and yet have an influence and an integral part in how the roles of humanity play out because you were a part of it. Because your energy, your personality, your kindness, your intelligence, your gifts are influencing someone else. You see, when I sit here every week, the one thing I always remind myself, regardless of anything going on, is I have an opportunity to speak to so many of you and speak to your hearts and help you find the way to open up and deepen your connection and really realize who you are and the path that is best to get you where you are meant to go. And sometimes it feels like you're journeying where no one's gone before. But it's your path. And nobody can take that from you. What is meant for you will come. We can prolong the happening. We can leave ourselves stuck and stagnant for a while. But eventually, everything that's meant to be yours comes. And we as humans, well, we're very impatient, aren't we? We want what we want when we want it, and we don't like to wait. But patience is the greatest virtue. Because patience requires stillness, and stillness allows you to hear the whisper of God. So tonight we're going to connect to that whispering, that understanding, that message. We're going to explore who you are and find the answers that the universe has for you. We're going to visit our friends on Facebook, our friends on YouTube. We're going to answer our questions right here at 866-972-7247 on the True Oldie station. We're going to journey and really have that heart-to-heart feeling. Because every day you should have a heart-to-heart with yourself. Literally sit yourself down and say, "Self, you did a good job today. Good job not losing it when someone was being rude. Bravo, you did this so well. Self, you need to mind your mind. Make sure your mind doesn't go off track. Why are you worrying? Everything's going to work out." You have to reassure yourself. Because I can assure you, if you are not going to be your own cheerleader, no one's really going to show up to be your cheerleader. Because people may for a while, "Yay, we love you. Yay, we support you. Go team. Oh, you're opening a business. I'm so happy for you." And they may genuinely mean that, and they may be there, but their lives will continue on, and they will have other things to do. And they may not be there to say, "Hey, good job. Wow, great. Look at you. Look at what you've accomplished." You have to do that for you. Because we do not do what we do for our heart to prove ourselves to others. When our heart guides us, it is not for us to meet the expectations of others. It is for us to be true to ourselves. It is for us to listen to the calling, the whisper, the guidance from the divine. It is the nudge of the universe that excels you beyond limitations. The universe can show you the way that has limitless experiences. It is the human condition, the human experience, the human way of thinking that blocks us, that stops us. It is those past conditions that stop you from moving forward and saying to yourself, that was then, this is now. Because we all have our fears. Sometimes someone doesn't return your call. And you're like, oh my goodness, everything was going so well. I thought we were building something. And they kind of ghost you for a few days. So the first thing you do is what? You assume the worst. Then you find out that maybe they had food poisoning and they were in the hospital for 2 days or something. And it had nothing to do with you. But as humans, we take a lot personally. We are looking for validation of others. And we are looking to shift to accommodate others. That's not how you experience the life God has for you. Now, that doesn't mean you don't do for others, you're not kind for others. But you cannot constantly be bending to accommodate another. Because I see that all the time. I had the privilege of sitting with someone the other day, and they were interested in this person, and this person is a lovely person, but they're just formulating the relationship. And they were bending over backwards to make it easy for them to see them. But it has to be reciprocal. There's an exchange. There's, as they refer to spirituality, yin and yang energy, right? That balance. That positive and negative and that give and take. It has to all exist in this reality that we have embarked upon. So why should one person be doing everything? There has to be a balance. If there's not a balance, then it ceases to exist. Because one person will feel disappointed, resentful, hurt. They will no longer be able to give freely. And then it becomes the unraveling. You see, we build ourselves around what others expect us to be. Many of you have made choices in life that were based on expectations that were set from childhood, and some of it is not conscious. Some of it is because maybe you were given a message, maybe you were told you weren't smart enough to study and be a nurse, so you chose a different perspective in life. You decided you would do something that didn't require a lot of schooling because you didn't think you were good in school. Well, the fact that maybe in the 3rd and 4th grade you weren't good in math and maybe another subject does not define your intellect. Because when you're passionate about something, when you are meant to do something, you're tuned in, tapped into an entire universe, and you have the entire universal intelligence that's supporting you. And you will be able to pass the test. Maybe you just weren't paying attention in the 3rd grade. And that's okay because you're a little one. But a message can be passed down and you can absorb it so quickly. So many of you have a fear around something that is an inadequacy, and you don't want others to see it, or you don't want to disappoint yourself, or you don't want to try because you've been told or you believe there's an inadequacy. I often tell this story, and it's kind of funny because I'm sure Sister Sophie, my math teacher from high school, has passed, but when I think of high school math, actually when I think of any math, I'm like, oh, so much. But I remember that Sister Sophie made me feel like I wasn't good at math. And the way that was communicated to me was, oh, it's not mandatory for her to take the Regents. I was in New York State at the time. And so we suggest she takes this other test because we don't think she's going to do well in the Regents. Now, maybe she was right. But how I heard it was, she's not good in math. She can't take that test. And besides, fractions and algebra and all of this has just been too much for her. Well, it really didn't make much sense to me, I must admit. But the funny thing is that every time I talk about math now, I always laugh and say, Sister Sophie, you'd be so proud of me. Because I can do math. And of course now all of us have calculators and things, but I remember closing deals and being able to calculate commission very easily. There was a financial transaction. You can bet my attention was there and the capability was there to figure out as a salesperson what my commission was going to be. Why not? So what if I didn't really like algebra? I can't tell you a day I've used algebra since I had to use it for school. Maybe you can say the same. So there are so many messages that are handed down to us that make us think that we're not smart enough, not good enough, not measuring up in some way. That we made a choice in life that put us on a trajectory that maybe has you a little askew to where God wanted you to be. And it doesn't matter because everything works out perfectly in the end. But you are where you are. And if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like there's something more, if you want to make a change, I'm here to tell you now's the time. Now's the time to find a way. Now, that does not mean you wake up tomorrow and quit your job, but it means you sit and you be still and you journal and you ask yourself some really important questions. What is it I want? Where would I love to be 6 months from now? What would make me happy? And what would be a first step I would have to take in order to get there? Now, in 6 months, you may not have completed the task. Let's say you're saying you want to be a nurse. That could involve 2 or 4 years of schooling, depending where you are in the journey. But in 6 months, you could say to yourself, I've made the step. I've registered. I'm signing up for the class now. I will be completed by this time. And you can have it planned out for yourself. You could say to yourself, I'm in a relationship, I'm not happy. And it's not working. What would you like to change? How would you like to change it? Can you and your partner go to counseling? Develop better communication? Can you set an intention and have a conversation of how we're going to change our interactions a bit consciously over the next 6 months so at the end of this 6-month period, we've grown closer? You have to put the work in. You have to show up. And you have to be still. Well, we're going to be still for just a moment here because we're going to take a minute or two to hear from our sponsors. Right here on the True Oldie Station, right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation. And while we're doing that, I encourage you, pick up the phone. Join the conversation with me, Sarah Spiritual. I'm here to tune in, tap in, and deliver the answers that the whisper gives us, the divine consciousness, so that we have a path for you. We have a plan. And we can move forward from where we are. Again, the number is 866-972-7247. Stay with us. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the True Oldie Station, and we'll be right back.
Life leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light that opens doors for everyone. Oh, there's a light that touches heart.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WDJA AM Delray Beach and in Martin County on 1450 WSTU Stewart. Broadcasting from the H2 Ocean Studios. Your natural sea mineral-based healing product since 2001. Burns, cuts, dry eyes, oral care, hair care, reef-safe sun care, and even pet care. H2 Ocean has you covered. Online at h2ocean.com. That's h2ocean.com. We are South Florida's home for the true oldies channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light that opens doors for Oh, there's a light. Oh, there's a light. Open up in everyone. Can you feel it? There's a light to change the world. Won't you be a part of the light? Oh, love, it is the answer now, and we can see love. There's a light, there's a light that shines inside.
Yes, indeed. There's a light. And that light, it's shining inside for you and for me all across the nation. And we are welcoming your phone calls right here at 866-972-7247. So glad to be talking to all of you. And we're talking to our friends on Facebook. Pop on Facebook, Sarah Spiritual. Put your question in the feed, and we're looking forward to giving you that answer. And maybe you're on YouTube. Give us your question. We'll pop over to YouTube in just a little bit to see who's got a question, who's got a comment, and what answers Spirit has for you. And if you haven't been on my Instagram page, pop on over. Love to have you at my Instagram page, my Facebook page, my wonderful YouTube page. And on the YouTube page, you can find all of our past shows and our Sunday Fun Day lives, all the great things that we've done through the years. We've got at least 8 years of content up on our YouTube page. So we would love to have you follow Sarah Spiritual on our YouTube page. And if you're local in West Palm Beach, we would really like to see you at the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. There you'll find quite an array of spiritual supplies to assist you on your spiritual journey. And if you'd like an in-person reading, you can also visit me at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. And there we can sit across from each other and have a beautiful 30-minute session and see what Spirit has to say for you. If you're not local, that's okay. Please go to sarahspiritual.com and register for your personal session via phone or video from anywhere. We've got clients all across the world. I have my clients in Dubai, Australia, in the UK, in Canada. We've got people everywhere, and I sure would like to talk to you. Well, this moment I want to talk to my friends on the phone, and we've got to go to, I want to go to Cheryl, and Cheryl is in West Palm Beach. Cheryl, how are you tonight? Are you there with us, Cheryl? How are you? Give you a minute to get to us. How are you doing?
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
I hear you fine, Cheryl. How are you? Good evening.
Oh, good evening. I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Good. I am fabulous. It is for you. Well, birthday's going to be coming up before you know it, and I really feel that the changes, the transitions, the concerns, everything has been kind of mounting up around you, Cheryl, because you are in a position where you're trying to keep one foot in front of the other and make the right next move. Is that correct, Cheryl?
Yes, absolutely.
And this year is a year of taking control of your life, actually. Spirit talks about taking your power back. It is also meant to bring some financial flow to you. Is there a thought, an idea that we want to sell something or recalculate something in our finances so it yields more?
I've been trying to find a way to really get my online jewelry business out there and profitable. So I've been working on that.
Great. Great. And do we have an online platform that we can find you?
I have a website.
Right.
And I just started a TikTok shop.
Good. Good. If you can stay true to your TikTok shop and show up regularly, that will be most beneficial for you. And there's another platform that's very successful called Whatnot. That is a very good, profitable selling platform as well.
I have looked into Whatnot. I think, well, the problem is my products are drop shipped, so I'm finding that to be a bit of a challenge.
I see. Yes. Okay. With some of their rules and their back end requirements. Yeah. Understood.
I'm not, I know a lot of it is live shopping, and because I don't physically have the products, that's a bit of an issue for me.
All right. Well, then that's something for you to consider for the future once you get going, right? Because a lot of people like to buy live shopping. And listen, how many times have you sat in front of HSN or one of those shopping channels and you just happen to turn and then you're like, oh my God, I love that blouse. I have to have it. And you dial the number or you ordered it, right? So we can catch people at that moment because they're right there, right? And they're looking to make it instead of like, oh, let me save this page, let me go back to it, right? So it's an impulse buy, but it's also engaging because they're buying your jewelry because they like your jewelry, but they're buying it for you as well because they like you. So give thought and consideration, see if there's a way around it. Maybe there's some inventory that you can keep on hand and show them, and then when they order it, it can just get shipped from the drop ship place as opposed from you.
That's a great idea.
All right. So you have what you're willing to push that week or two, right? And you focus on those pieces because you know you've got so many in your inventory, and that's what you do. Because think about
okay, perfect.
You're likable. People love your jewelry. So they're not only going to want to buy the jewelry because they love it, but they want to support you. And they want to be a part of your community, your tribe, your family.
Exactly.
And this is what's going to transform you. Yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to ask you a question regarding, like, if you see any kind of energy around me, because the past several months at least, I kind of have this really odd feeling that there's like an entity or a very strange energy around me.
Yeah. There's a heaviness around you, a very heavy energy. And Cheryl, have you done anything to clear your house, to clear yourself?
I have. I've used sage. I've used sea salt. I actually had bought, I believe it was from your shop. It was from like a soap that's from, I'd have to go get it, from the Lord's or something. I don't know what to do to get rid of this.
So when you're in your house and we go to the back of the house and we go to the right, what is that room there to the right in your house?
To the right is my living area.
Okay. And across from that on the other side is your sleeping quarters?
Yes, it's my bedroom.
Okay. Yes. So I see the energy in the back of the house heavy. I see the energy bouncing from the right to the left. This is how I see it when I energetically enter your house. Lovely house, by the way. So happy for you. But let me just tell you, the energy's heavy in the back of the house. And it's almost as if you walk in the door and there's a weight that kind of comes on your shoulder. And I don't know if you find like you have to move your neck around. You feel like your neck feels tight, but that's the tightness that I see.
It's so my neck, and I have a weird energy up my leg.
So that sounds like we have to clear the house and clear you. And a bar of soap is great, but that's usually more an upkeep, a maintenance, a something. So one of the things that we can do is we can customize a 3-day bath for you. You can call the center and arrange for me to do that. And it's very simple, or you can visit on the website. You could see a custom bath. It's on page 2 of the baths at our shop section of Sarah Spiritual's website. And it's something customized to clear that energy. And then I would suggest you burn something stronger than sage, copal, C-O-P-A-L, which we also have at the center in West Palm Beach, on charcoal. And you're going to start in the back of the house. You're going to start on the right-hand side in the living area. We're going to walk through the house praying and maybe have some music playing that's spiritual, that resonates with you, and then go through the bedroom and then begin to go through the other areas of the house and keep commanding the energy to be purified and anything not of God to leave. And then you step towards the door, you bless the door, you open the door, and you chase the energy out, literally. And this is something that if you repeat it a few times, it makes it harder and harder for the energy to not just move out of the way, but actually step out and not have to reattach back into the house. Very simple, inexpensive way to clear your house. And then you clear yourself, and you should feel a lot better. Because clearly there has been an energy of stagnation. And I'm so glad you called tonight, because there's this sense of feeling stuck, but knowing there's more for you and not knowing sure how to get there. That has been holding you back. And now we're taking action. We're moving forward. And now's the time for you to move forward. Correct?
Absolutely.
And we're not quite coming from the same place of fear or desperation. We're coming from a place of, I've got this. And that's the difference too.
I have a lot of fear and anxiety at the moment.
But we've got this.
Okay.
We cannot create from
I'm
fear.
definitely going to do that.
Okay. Understand this, Cheryl. A year ago, you had fear and anxiety. And all the things that you feared, did they happen the way you thought they would? Have they happened yet? No, they have not. So if we made it from last year to this year, isn't it good to think that if we made it through that, and if we could just get a handle on our thoughts and emotions, and we could surrender the fear and trade it in as a release so that we could be filled with the confidence that everything we're doing is precisely right, and that the next 6 months are going to yield us abundance so that we're not going to be hesitant, fearful, anxious about money and circumstances and situations ever again. We set that intention. And every time the fear pops up, Cheryl, what do? You say, oh no, you fooled me last year. Matter of fact, you fooled me the year before. But I'm still here. I'm still standing. Yeah. I'm still fighting. Yeah. So I'm going to make the change. And this is how we shift the energy. Because you had yourself 2 shakes from homeless last year, right? But we're not there. So we're not going to entertain that any longer, because that fear is not a reality. I know we could look at the numbers and we could add it up. Okay, Sister Sophie, fine. Maybe the sheets don't add up right, but we're still there. Why are we still there? Because you're not meant to have your worst fears happen. So now to calm the human mind and the conditioned mind, and please, my Sister Sophie, my math teacher, go ahead, make the numbers add up better. And you can do this. You have fabulous pieces of jewelry. Go ahead and tell everyone, where can they find your jewelry? Let's give you a plug right here on the radio. What's your website?
PalmBeachJewelers.com.
PalmBeachJewelers.com. Sounds like a good place to shop to me. All right, Cheryl, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening to the show. When you get a minute, you can pop into the center and pick up those things, and then make your call Andrew at the center and make a request for a custom bath, or you can simply go online on sarahspiritual.com and just order everything, and we can ship it to you, whatever's best for you.
I'd like to come into the shop, actually, but
all right.
Thank you for everything. I'm so grateful for you.
Thank you. We are grateful for your listening to the show, and PalmBeachJewelers.com. Thank you so much, Cheryl. God bless you. Bye for now.
Thank you. And
You're
you as well. Bye.
Bye. 866-972-7247. We sure do want to talk to you right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We're welcoming your calls, and We are welcoming your comments right here on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be getting to you shortly. At this minute, from West Palm Beach, and Cheryl from PalmBeachJewelers.com, one more final plug for her, we are going to go to New Jersey. I've got Elizabeth in New Jersey, and we've got to check and see how Elizabeth is doing. This year is really supposed to expand things for Elizabeth. Elizabeth, how are you doing?
How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing well, Elizabeth. Good to hear from you again. We are so glad to have the opportunity to make a connection with you. And one of the things that I really see is very important this year is family, community, connections, people, and really connecting in a way that things feel genuine, authentic. And we know you're not phony, so we know that you don't put up with any of that. But we really want to be in the right circle of people in our experience now, which also leads us to opportunities of work, the opportunities of work that I see, and connections. And are we looking to network and connect with new people at our job, please?
Actually, I'm going to school.
You're going to school, so we're connecting with people at school, networking, and then where will school take you in a few months?
Well, I finish this month. I take the state, and then I go on to work.
Beautiful.
And it's going to take me to, I'm
Good.
doing the certified nursing assistant.
Wonderful. And, you learned quite a bit when you had to care for your parents, yes?
Yes. Yes.
And it brought you joy to help them, and now you get to pay it forward and help others. So it's a beautiful fit, and the timing is perfect. This is exactly what you're supposed to be doing at this time. It is exactly the way
I
to
was
go.
doing it. Hello?
Go. Yes, I'm here. I'm waiting.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just saying, like, I've been doing it since 2002 on and off,
Right.
but I think this is my destiny.
It is your destiny. So it's good to get the proper certifications and everything necessary to
No,
get
I
better
have got
earning.
it before, but I let it go, so it expired.
Okay.
So now I'm
All
doing it again.
We got to do it again. And this is the perfect time to get this on track. And you're going to network and connect with people and expand. And 2027 is going to be a very powerful year for your finances. I see increase coming for you. And I feel like you'll meet some new people along the way. It's going to be most beneficial for you.
Sounds great. Sounds great.
Do you have a pair of glasses that belong to your father?
I don't know if my sister does, but I don't.
Okay. Because your dad had reading glasses, yes? Or he used to wear glasses, yes, please?
Yes.
Okay. Because I have a man
He
standing
used
above
to
you.
wear glasses.
Okay.
all
I
the
have a
time.
man standing above you who has glasses on. So I'm like, oh, I wonder whatever happened to your glasses. Let me check. So I see him
Oh,
standing
you
right
said
above
a
you.
man? Oh, that's my dad.
That's your dad. I know it's your dad. He's standing right above you. Like he's in charge, and he's got glasses on. And so I'm thinking, what happened to those glasses? Because they seem to have been important to him, an important part of his life. So it makes sense that he wore them all the time.
So he's looking for his glasses?
Yeah.
Well, I will mention that to my sister. I have an old ID of him
Yeah.
with uniform from his job, and he has his glasses on, and I
His
carry that
glasses
ID
on.
with me
Yeah.
everywhere in my wallet.
Yeah. And why does he show me himself with glasses? Because this way I can give you confirmation that I have him here, because you would know whether your father wore glasses or not, right? And so this is what he gives me. So that's how he presents himself to me, so that you know, hey, she's got me. And I'm here, and I'm watching you. And he kind of ran right up when we were talking about school. And you were talking about, well, I did it in 2002, and then I did it here. And I'm like, yes, you took care of your parents. And you're like, yes. And we're going back and forth. And here comes this man running up in energy towards me. And I'm like, oh, someone's in the room. And there he was wearing his glasses, right? And he's like, whatever happened to the glasses? I don't know. So here he is looking at you, looking
Okay.
through you
And,
while you
yeah,
study,
he was.
while you learn, while you
Huh?
grow. He's supporting you.
Oh, that's so nice. Nice to know.
Yes.
I feel him a lot.
Yes. You should feel him because he's all around you. And he's definitely in your business. So just so you know. Okay. He's got his little
Yeah,
nosy side.
that's it.
Okay. He's got his nosy side. He's in your business. So
Yes,
as you
he
make your
does.
plans, he's there. All right.
But then again, I never kept anything from him. I always
correct.
there,
But
open book with him. So
open book with him, but he always had to be in the know. And so even though he's on the other side and you can't go, "Hey Dad, look what I'm doing." He already knows.
Right.
He's with you. He's supporting you.
and that's good to know. And that's good to know because sometimes you wonder about that. I do.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I look back and I say, can you imagine, right? They get up to heaven and they're like, what are these people doing down there, right? So you really wonder, because they can see everything.
Oh, I just want to I want to mention to you,
Yes.
before I spoke to you months ago,
Yes.
and my parents came through saying that something about my son, and you said it was like nerves or something like that.
Yes.
And you were right. And they were right. My son was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis.
Oh. Well, we're sorry to hear that, but hopefully there's medication or something that can alleviate it.
But all I want to do is confirm that to thank them and thank you for helping me know that.
Yeah. I'm telling you, they watch everything. Yeah. And it gives, I love when they tell us these things, or if it's not coming directly from your parents, when Spirit shares with us something that either we don't understand at the moment or kind of sounds a little puzzling, concerning, scary, depending on the message. And then we take the information and we just put it in the back of our head. And then when the pieces come together, we're like, wow, we're not alone in this journey.
Yeah, it's like a start piece for us, you know?
Yes, right.
It's like a start piece.
And it helps you ask the right questions. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Well, my darling, is there a follow-up question for me, Elizabeth, before we go today?
No, I just want to make sure that they okay for what I'm doing, guardian angel, everybody, because I can feel my guardian angel everywhere. I mean, I keep finding dimes everywhere.
Yeah.
And watching 111.
111. Yeah, I was just on the way here. I was on a call, and I looked over at the car, and the person was talking, and I was like, I had to interrupt them. I'm like, wait a minute, you're never going to believe this. But in the car right next to me is 444. And because she's one of my students, and so I have her very well trained, she's like, confirmation. So confirmation. So they'll always give you confirmation. You just have to listen to the whisper and follow the prompting of God so that we can get there.
That's right.
Well, Elizabeth, thank you so much.
I just hope that my parents are not mad because I donated their statues.
I'm sure they're not mad, honey. They're not attached to those things. They're not attached.
Good. And I'm glad because I'm not either. I don't do that. I'm not attached to that either. So, okay. That's all I wanted to know.
Right.
All right.
Was
Thank
there
you so much, Sarah.
a Blessed Mary statue there too, please, that you donated?
No, it wasn't a statue of Mary. No, it was some other two saints that they had.
Okay.
And it wasn't a statue of Mary, but it was two others that I donated. So, I just don't want them to be upset because I had them because of them. And I brought them from Florida all the way to New Jersey.
Well, then they're the traveling statues.
Huh?
They were the traveling statues, and they made their journey. So, you know.
Yes, so I have, but, I don't know. I had the gut feeling of doing it, and I did it, and that's it.
And that's called listening to the guidance of the divine and the universe nudging you what to do. You did perfectly fine. They're not attached to those things. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're coming right back to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the True Oldie Station and answering your questions. And we will be visiting Facebook and YouTube for those questions as well. And in our 8 o'clock hour, I've got Stacy Holler, and we're going to rock around the clock and see what the astrology is for all of your individual signs. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Before I walk through the door, do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been shy.
Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247, answering your questions. And we are welcoming our callers, and we are welcoming our friends on Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to share the page, share the light, and share the love. We're going to go back to the phone lines for just a moment before we pop over next to Facebook and YouTube. I've got to go to Miramar, Florida, and I've got Freddie on the line. Freddie, how are you tonight? Are you with us, Freddie?
Here, hold on, Lord. What I done? You hear me now?
Are you there?
Can you hear me?
I hear you. Hold on. That's
Okay.
what I heard.
I'm okay. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Freddie. Good to have you connected with us here tonight. And this is a time for you to get things in better order and balance, particularly in areas of work and finance. I feel like the juggling continues. Is that correct?
Yes.
What is the question that you have for us here tonight, Freddie, regarding where you are at this crossroad and what you'd like to see change? What's the whisper going to tell you next to do next to make the change in the next 6 months? What is the question?
Just trying to figure out about the work in finance. Like, I have different ideas. I've taken courses that didn't really lead to anything, and just kind of like what to do.
You have business ideas, is that correct?
Yes.
Well, figuring out what to do and choosing what to do has to be built within yourself. So out of all your ideas, first and foremost, what would you love to do? What would be fun for you to do as a side hustle to get started, to take you out of the ho-hum of work? What would you love?
Something where I'm dealing with people. Maybe not like in an office space, but like interactions. Because I do have something like that I've been trying to kind of get into.
And so is there a certification, something required to get you fully in there?
Partially, but then it's also making the connections, like once I get the credentials.
Okay. Well, we can't worry about how we're going to make the connections until we get the credentials.
Yeah.
You see, this is what happens to so many people when they're trying to make a choice to make a change. We get so far down the end result. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but you can't do that until you do this. So let's focus on what we have to do first, because there you're going to learn all the ways that you will meet the people and make the connections. And this is where you get to be creative and do things differently. You get ideas from people, but you will decide how you're going to do it. And then you have to decide how many connections do you need to make in order to generate something that will generate money. How many conversations will we actually have that will lead to something that provides a financial reward with it? And then it becomes a numbers game. And once you understand how many people you need to talk to and where you're going to find your connections and how they're going to be funneled to you, and then will it be 1 out of 3 people that you network with that will say yes to you? And once you've established that, now we have a formula, and then we work within the formula. There's not a salesperson in the world that doesn't work within a formula. Okay. And essentially, even though you're not going to be selling, you're going to be selling yourself, your services, and everything that is needed, right? So you've got the power here. You've got the ability to transform and change things. But we have to get the certification. You see, we can think about it, but 6 months from now, we will be no closer. So if this is something that you feel called to do, compelled to do, you feel like it's the right move for you, you feel like it'll be rewarding to you emotionally, spiritually, and financially, then you have nothing to lose but to start the journey. And you have everything to lose if you do nothing. Because then 6 months from now, we'll be exactly in the same place. Universe is like, snap, let's go, make a change. And it's there for you.
Okay.
And you do not do well in an environment that becomes very toxic and political and just put you in a box, and it's
Right.
almost like they threw you in a room and locked you in, threw away the key, and then they let you out on occasion. That environment doesn't do well for you. Have you done it? Yes. Do you do it because it helps pay the bills? Yes. And like
Right.
most people,
So
you
that's
don't
why I've been
even-
trying to create something different, like trying to
Correct.
find like a different way of going about it. Cause yeah,
Which I will tell you, Freddie, that you are so on point that that is what the universe is asking of all of us. Step out of the way you've always done things. Find a new approach. Think differently. Take a different route to work. The world is in a precarious state. There's so many things moving and shaking and changing. We don't know what is going to come next. But if something comes that's unexpected, are you prepared? Do you have a plan B? This is how we change our ways. We open ourselves to new ways. Work environments are changing. They're going to continue to change. Why? Well, because of the environment of AI and everything associated with AI that is going to redefine the workplace in some ways, perhaps not as dramatic as everyone would think, but there will be changes. So that is going to ask many people to reevaluate their skill set and then reevaluate where they are in their life so that they can choose a different path if necessary.
right.
And that's what you're getting ready to do. Do you have
Yeah, because I feel like I've been getting little different confirmations here and there,
Yeah.
but you know, like you said, it's always about actually like taking a step to do it.
take the step to do it, and the universe will always confirm, always give you, always bring you what you need. Do you have a machine that's beeping back there with you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, interesting. I hear beeping. Good Lord. It's not enough for me to hear voices in my head. Now I got to hear beeping. So I want you to know, Freddie, you are on the right track, and this year will put your life in better order and balance and ask you to step out of the comfort zone and sign up for whatever certification you need to have and begin that journey by the end of the summer. It would be ideal. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
you so much. We appreciate you. Bye for now.
All right. Have a good one. All right,
You
bye-bye.
too. Bye. 866-972-7247. I've got to go back to the phone lines. And before we do that, I've got to visit my friends on Facebook and YouTube. I know they're hanging out with their questions. So let's see. Who do we have a question from here for us? Let's take a look and see who is on our Facebook or our YouTube page. Let's take a look and pull up the questions. Anyone there in the feeds here? Let me take a look. All right. All right, just waiting for you to pull up the questions on Facebook for me. We're going to have to give them. There we go. We've got Ann Swantek. Ann says, any message from Spirit? So, Ann, here's what I have for you. The first thing that they make me very much aware of is that you have been guiding yourself on your spiritual path now for the past 4 years. And over the past 4 years, you've navigated quite a few changes, and things have felt a little uncomfortable and uncertain. When we take you now that we've just passed our birthday, and we take you into these next few months of May, June, July bring you the opportunity to expand, to create new opportunities of money. So we want you open to money. We see some shift coming in the financial guides for you. So if you're looking for a shift financially, this is something that is coming. Seems to be through something having to do with work and business. And then we also want you to pay attention to the nudges from Spirit, because you've been developing your intuition for the past 4 years. And this is a time for you to really dig down deep and listen to that inner voice and follow your heart, because new things are coming for you. Thank you so much, Ann Swantek, for your Facebook message. Let's see if we can take one more from Facebook before we go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. Let's see who we have on our Facebook and our YouTube page. All right, we've got Denise Kennedy. Hey, Sarah. She says, anything I need to hear from Spirit. Well, Denise, the first thing they make me aware of is this is a year to expand to new horizons for yourself and expand your knowledge base. So they're talking about learning and growing a skill set, something new that we're going to understand, learn, so that we can progress ourselves in areas of work and career. I'm also feeling that this year is very much drawn to expansion of friendships and relationships around you, and really identifying who the real people are that are part of your physical girl team here on earth, and then expanding your consciousness to understand who your spirit team is on the other side. So it's going to be a very exploratory year, an expansive year, and a year we want you open to new possibilities. Think of something creative. Think of something that you can do publicly. Maybe you want to do something online. There's some great opportunities coming for you. So think outside the box, and we will see you in the next few months taking the next step to secure a new opportunity that feels creative, expansive, and lets you really step into your personal power. Thank you, Denise Kennedy, for your Facebook message. We're going to go back to our phone lines right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we're going to go to Jupiter. I've got Lena in Jupiter. Lena, how are you tonight? Are you with us, Miss Lena? All right, we're trying to get to Lena in Jupiter. We'll see if she's there.
Hi there. Can you hear me?
I hear you, Lena. Thank you so much. Good to connect with you.
Oh, hi. How are you?
I'm doing well, Lena. What is your question for us?
Good. So my question is, everything that you spoke about tonight, being stuck and not being able to move forward and just not knowing which way to actually go. Within the last 2 months, I kind of lost a couple of my friends suddenly, and kind of makes you think, like, I don't want to miss out on what I came here to do. And I feel like it's like I'm right on the verge, but I just don't see it yet.
That's a great question, because when we notice that some of our friends are no longer here on this earth, and we feel that transition, we get a sense of mortality, right? We understand that, the timeline we thought seemed like it was so far away could be coming sooner than we thought, right? Which I can assure you is not the case for you. You do have time, but I understand the sentiment of, we don't want to live this life and then get up and, connect to the divine and God say, what happened, Lena? I had a whole plan for you and you missed the whole entire storyline. So I can understand that. And you are on the precipice of making some shifts and changes. And I'm going to tell you why. Where you are in the journey of your soul, particularly when we get close to your birthday, there's an opening, a sense of knowing that gets more defined. This year truly represents 2026 into 2027, represents for you this powerful energy of your soul and what your soul is calling you to do. So the fact that you're even there in the consideration and looking for guidance, like, I know there's something more for me and I have an idea, I think this is where I might want to go, it's going to be revealed to you. You're going to have a deeper understanding as we get close to your birthday. This is the path for me. There's a purpose for you. I mean, we all have a purpose, but there's a purpose for you that will make you feel more fulfilled and more meaningful. Not that you have not shown up and been a great human being to others, and not that you haven't been a great friend, great connection with family. We're not saying that. What Spirit is saying is that now you're ready for the real reason that you came here. The soul purpose, not just the things we do because that's what we're meant to do as humans. There's a part of you that wants to feel like you've been of service. You left a mark on society, a form of a legacy, not from an egoic place, but a form of a legacy. Does that resonate with you, Lena?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Very much.
And did you
so,
have two friends pass almost back to back, like in a very short period of time?
Yeah, one went in March and one just went last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like back to back, right? So it was almost March, it was almost April, but it actually was the beginning of May. back to back, right? Little too soon for me to connect with them, but I feel that it went boom, boom. You've had these two people pass, and it was just like a cold water in your face. Wake up, Lena. Time to get moving. And journal. Spirit is telling me to tell you journal. And close your eyes and just visualize yourself standing out somewhere in a field and just sitting there in that field, just feeling the energy, and visualize what that would feel like to be in the vastness of a field and the vastness of the energy of the sky and the earth and the wind and everything around you, and put yourself in that almost meditative state. And then from there, after you sit that way for just a few minutes, sit down and pick up your pen and ask this question: God, what would you have me know? And then whatever comes to your mind, don't judge it, just let it come. Write it down. And then you say, God, what would you have me know about this idea I have? And then whatever you feel, whatever you hear, and I know you might be saying, yeah, but it might be my imagination, it might be my mind telling me what to write. It could start that way, but because we opened up and we asked for the guidance, God will use a little of your imagination, a little bit of what your mind has in store for you, and then begin to glide the words on the paper, and you will be surprised at what you map out for yourself. And then if you ask this question, but God, how shall I get there? And in the greatness and the wisdom, God will give you the first step. And you may say to me, but Sarah, that first step seems kind of logical. And I'm going to say, keep writing. And as you keep writing, you're going to begin to explore other aspects of what you would like to do and how you could achieve it. And you'll come to some understanding. And from there, you'll begin a blueprint of what do I have to do next to get myself to feel more fulfilled, more rewarded, so that I will have felt as if I existed for more than a reason than just what's meant to happen in life. This is how we're going to get there, Lena. And if you do that for the whole month of May, whenever you get a chance, sit down and ask those questions. You will have quite a bit of information available to you on that writing page and the pages to follow, so that you can pull those ideas and come up with a concept and an action and go. This is how Spirit is going to guide you. You're very intuitive naturally. You're just unsure where to take the first step. So we want you to settle into it, right? Because one of the things that you do is think. You're a thinker, and you think too much. Now, some people would say, but it's a good thing to think, because this way I'm cautious. Yes, but we need to stop thinking so much, and we need to feel the feeling. And as the feeling comes through you, we need to begin to take action and not think so much as to what's going to happen next. Just do. And if something you do is not quite the experience you want, or it doesn't play out exactly the way you imagine, then we approach it from a different way. But if we don't get started on the path, we're not going to get there. And then you're going to feel that sense of urgency, that sense of I missed out, that sense of, oh my goodness, I'm running out of time, which time is an illusion. Lena, time is just an illusion that is created by man. I know everyone says, hey, Sarah, but we've got a beginning and an end. But the soul continues. So the continuum of time, and the soul knows the reason why you're here, that soul is going to extend and expand your time until you have completed whatever it is you've come to start. The reason your friends left the planet, as sad as it may make us feel because they are not here any longer, is because their time was over. Not that they ran out of time, but they had fulfilled whatever was on their list of what was necessary for them to complete. And so they got to graduate to the higher realms. Try this exercise. I believe it'll be of great benefit to you, Lena.
I like that idea. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And we appreciate your call. We trust we've been of service to you here tonight.
Oh, you're the best, Sarah. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Bye for now.
Bye now.
866-972-7247. I'm so glad to have you joining us here on Facebook, on YouTube, and sharing the page, sharing the light, and sharing the love. And we are honored to talk to you. This is our 811th live show. We've been popping in since 2009. So glad you've been joining us. And those of you who've been listening for all these years, we appreciate you. And we are going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to go back to our phone lines after we connect with Stacy Holler from Destiny in the Stars. She is going to share with us what some of these transits mean and the fact that Pluto's going retrograde, just went retrograde. How is that going to impact humanity? How is that going to impact you? What is going to happen with this energy of the full moon leading into the new moon? There's so much to cover. And I know that Stacy has all the information for each one of your astrological signs. So whether you're an Aries, a Capricorn, an Aquarius, a Cancer, whomever you are in your astrology, stay with us. Don't go away. We will be right back on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light that opens doors for everyone. Oh, there's a light that touches hearts. There's a light to open everyone to love. Help me hold the answer we are looking for. Help me open up another door of light. Oh, there's a light. Oh, there's a light. Open up in everyone. Can you feel it? There's a light to change the world. Won't you be a part of the light? Oh, love, it is the answer now, and we can see love.
WDJA AM Delray Beach and in Martin County on 1450 WSTU Stewart. Broadcasting from the H2 Ocean Studios. Your natural sea mineral-based healing product since 2001. Burns, cuts, dry eyes, oral care, hair care, reef-safe sun care, and even pet care. H2 Ocean has you covered. Online at h2ocean.com. That's h2ocean.com. We are South Florida's home for the true oldies channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. 0956 or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
Yes, indeed. There's a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. And we're so glad you're joining us here. And we're welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. And if you're on hold, please don't go anywhere because we will get to you. And if you're on Facebook and YouTube, put your questions in the feed. In this moment, we're going to change gears as we do in the beginning of every month and take a look at what's going on in the astrology, because it's definitely heating up. And there's a lot of changes coming to you. And we need to get some insight. What's happening in your astrological sign and what you need to be aware of and what's going to be an influencing factor. And so the beginning of every month, we tune in and tap in to our friend Stacey Holler. And Stacey Holler is here to connect with us and give us new opportunities and help us. So when we get Stacey on the line, we're going to be connecting and answering all of your questions and continuing here. So we're going to just get a minute here to get Stacey on the line in just a minute. And while we're waiting to get Stacey on the line from Destiny and the Stars, we're going to pop into connect with... We need to connect with Robin. And Robin is in Lakeland. Robin, where are you? Let's see. Are you there, Robin?
Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you, Robin? Good to connect with you.
I'm good, and I have heard already tonight that you're good, so I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, well, I'm really glad that Spirit is paying attention to us tonight. I always love when we get that connection that really helps us, Robin. And when I look at where you are on your journey and I look at the energy around you, first thing they make me aware of is that this is a year of taking a look at your money and transitioning things for money and really paying attention to how your money is going to flow for you. There's a financial transaction or something financial that's meant to happen for you between your birthday and your next birthday. Is there something that you're planning to do financially at this time, or a promotion that we're looking to get?
No, I'm actually kind of in limbo, and actually a friend of mine had told me about you and said this is my first time calling in, and I have something huge kind of flipped my life upside down about 16 months ago.
Okay.
And it's been 2025 was the most challenging year of my life.
Right.
And like everything in my life has changed, everything.
Right.
And so I actually wanted to see what messages you're being given for me.
Okay. So what Spirit is sharing with us is that you may be in limbo, as you have said, but this year, financially, there's a major shift that comes for you. All right. So this is for you. Okay. So this energy of finances is going to be defined in ways that is going to bring stability and balance into your life. Now, when we spin you back and we go back into the end of 2024 into 25, this is when it began, correct? And systematically, everything that you thought you knew fell apart. Is that also true?
You said end of 25 or end of 24 into 25?
That is correct, Robin. Yes.
Yes, you're right on it.
Okay. So when they take me into October, November of 2024, they bring me into 2025. This was the beginning of the collapse of the world that Robin knew. Now, what is the question around this? Because we could go into so many different directions, and because we have just a few minutes in the call, I just want to make sure that I answer the question for you. What is your question? Because will you get through this and will you rise above? Yes. Are you stuck in limbo the way you think you are? You are not. Are you getting ready for things to transform and shift? Yes. Is 2026 into 7 a year of you really having a new soul purpose and a reason for being? Yes. Will there be divine emotional physical healing that will happen around you and for you? Yes. Will you feel guided because you are intuitive, even though right now you may feel a bit disconnected? That answer too is yes. It is this transitory time that at this moment you don't see what's around the corner, but the universe has it for you. They show me disappointment, betrayal. They make me feel like you felt as if you stood alone. Is this correct?
Wow. Absolutely.
Okay.
Wow.
And you know how I heard that? They showed me knives, daggers, and things, and then I heard them sing this song really quick in my head. They went, and the cheese stands alone, the cheese stands alone, hi-ho the dairy-o, the cheese stands alone. So.
Wow.
Wow. Now.
You are good.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. Those who took advantage and did not appreciate who you were will not understand why they had to be taken away and why we had to be removed, and why when we move forward they cannot participate in what you're creating for yourself. You see, I feel like people have not been able to be there for you the way you have always been there for them. And they may try to tell you that you're overly sensitive, but you're really not. You just can see beyond the you-know-what, okay? And you can see right through the storyline. And that makes people feel uncomfortable. And then when the rug gets pulled out from under you, the first feeling is, I knew this was going to happen, but I didn't want to see it. You know what you know.
You're using, you're using words and phrases that I've already been told. So, wow.
Okay. So understand, Robin, that this is the breakdown for the remake so that nothing will ever catch Robin off guard because she'll always be on track. And other people do not define you. And when I take you back, and I've got to go way back, we're going to go back to the age of 8, Robin. And when I go back to the age of 8, I feel as if that was a shift and a change for you as a little one. And in that time, I don't know if there was something specifically going on with the family, or you just felt disconnected or not appreciated or seen and heard at that time. Because you have systematically attracted people who didn't acknowledge what you brought to the table. This also makes sense to you, yes?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So when Spirit came through earlier and said, we're going to go through a healing, we're not just healing now. We're not healing twists and turns and catastrophic, unexpected happenings that felt like they were out to destroy you. We are healing the little girl inside who didn't feel good enough or worthy, and therefore attracted all the people who were not going to support her in the end. And again, the cheese stood alone. So we are embarking upon this new change. I see financial freedom. I see advancement financially. That is going to be the pillar of strength for you. I see a rebuild for you. I see a deeper connection with Spirit for you, and an understanding that when you know what you know, you're going to go when you go, and you're not going to wait for anybody else's approval. You're not going to look back to see who's coming with you because you're not carrying anybody anymore. Your days of carrying people are over. And when I move you into the beginning of 2027, there's a possibility of a move for you. I don't know if we've entertained making a move, but there's a possibility of a move. So you'll get that opportunity to decide that then, all right? And those relationships that you wish to sustain, maintain, and perhaps reposition, rebuild in a way, you will. But this is also a time of healing, physical healing. I also feel like we need to pay attention to our health at this time as well, because all of this has impacted your health. Is that also correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So work to make those changes that you know you need to make. And I do hope, Robin, that since you're in Lakeland, you know, we can do an appointment via phone or video. I would love to have an in-depth conversation. Some of what I'm seeing I don't really want to talk about on the radio. I'm sure you can understand that. But I would love to dive into that with a personal session. You can go to sarahspiritual.com and we can dive in there as well. I'm also being told that there is a man connected to you on the other side, paternal side of the family, father-like energy, but feels more like grandfather energy. Your father's father has passed. Is that correct?
My father has passed, and my father's biological father has passed, but I never knew him. Okay. My father's stepfather was more like his father, and that is who I called my grandfather.
Okay. And he's also passed, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I may have your dad here because this person is paternal, stands in a fatherly picture, but he just reads like he's older. Was he a little older when he passed, your dad?
No.
70 or so?
I can tell you right now, it's who I call my grandfather.
Okay.
He was technically my step grandfather, but I'm feeling him all around me right now.
Okay, great. And was he in his 70s or so when he passed, please, that you know from what you remember?
Yes, he was.
Okay. That's who I have. And you know, he wants you to know that he's with you. All right. For this minute, I have to pop off because I have to bring on Stacy. And I would love to chat with you again. So we do hope you continue to listen to the radio show every Wednesday night. We are here. And then I would love to connect with you via a personal session when that is convenient for you.
Absolutely. I had already looked into doing that.
All right, Robin.
So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate all this information.
You're welcome. And we regret you're going through such a shakeup, but a setback is a comeback. So we're ready, honey. So get ready. Good things are coming. Thanks so much for your call.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Have a blessed evening.
You too. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. All right, we're going to go to our phone lines, and we do have Stacy Holler on the line. I didn't see her on my board, so I had to make sure that I had all things going on. And so Stacy from Destiny and the Stars is joining us to connect so that we can share with all of you what we have for astrology. So Stacy, how are you tonight?
I'm happy to be with you as always.
Good to connect with you. How are things in Boston?
Getting warmer. The spring is here. The flowers are blooming. It's always nice in the spring to always remind us that there's always beginnings after endings. So I'm loving the flowers coming up. It's not as warm as down by you, but I'm still enjoying the spring. And I like talking about May. And I definitely wanted to talk about your opening, Sarah, because everything you were talking about was really astrology, just in a different language. So it resonates so I think we're going to pull it all together for everyone with how the astrology message for everyone matches exactly what you were talking about in the beginning. And the number 6 cycle is really prevalent in this month. So got a lot of information to share tonight.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing that and really understanding what is coming up, because I heard, and I'm no astrologer, but I heard from Spirit, like, get ready, fasten your seatbelts. We're in for a yeehaw moment. So I'm ready to go yeehaw and find out what's going to happen next.
Well, let's go to that point. So we'll talk about it's an unusual month in a way, or we could call it a blue month, because we have 2 full moons this month, which means we're in we call this a blue moon cycle. So it's all about release and culmination. We have a new moon in Gemini we'll talk about. So full moons are the culmination of a 6-month cycle. New moons start a 6-month cycle. But I think what Spirit was talking about was Pluto. It's a very, very powerful planet of transformation, death, rebirth, is going retrograde in Aquarius. Guess when? Today. So I'm not surprised, Sarah, we're talking about the start of a 6-month powerful cycle today. And Aquarius is all about society, technology, groups, where we're going into the future. So, yes, today starts a very, very powerful 6-month cycle where we're all being called to get unstuck, using your words in the beginning of your opening. And you were having a call to, we need to all look in our lives where we've been stuck, and we've got 6 months to make that happen. Well, that's Pluto is in retrograde for 6 months starting today.
Oh, boy.
So astrology is aligning with everything you're talking about. How's that?
Amazing. I'm really well, Spirit knows where the planets are better than I will, so I'm really glad that they're in the know and they give me at least some idea, might not be the same terminology, as to what's happening.
And actually, I'm sitting here listening to you, and I'm yelling into your Facebook. It's Pluto you're talking about. So I think what we'll do is, for everybody listening, you want to pay attention to, if you know your rising sign, listen to that sign or listen to your sun sign. And what we're going to talk about is the moon cycles of what's been happening this month. And then we're going to look at where is this Pluto going retrograde for you? Because the answer, when Sarah was asking, where do you need to be unstuck, that's what I'm going to share with you.
Great.
Now, for those of you who have your own natal chart and you had your birth chart done, take a look at where Pluto is in your natal chart. That's also going to be an area that you're going to feel in this cycle. But we're going to look at where Pluto is retrograding today in your chart. So, are we ready to rock around the clock?
Let's rock around the clock. Let's see what each astrological sign has for us.
All right. So we always start with Aries, which is the beginning of the cycle. So this new moon in Gemini, which is coming up on the 16th, that activates your second house. So you want to have new plans and visions having to do with money and income and your values. Now, the Scorpio full moon just happened on the 1st. That happens in your 8th house. So you might have had some revelations on shared finances or some emotional truths with some very intimate connections you have. Now, at the end of the month, on the 31st, there's a full moon in Sag. For you, Aries, that's in your 9th house. That's about your belief system, your perspectives. You might have some new epiphanies and start looking at life a little bit differently. Now, Pluto is going retrograde, for you, Aries, in your 11th house. That's about your goals, your dreams, your networks, your friends, your group. So are you stuck in your goals not really being the right goal for you? Or are you stuck with a group of people that you really should not be with? And who should you be with? That's where it's going to hit you. Now, Taurus. Happy birthday, Taurus. The new moon for you in Gemini is in your 1st house. It's all about your personal reset, who you are in the world, who you want to show to the world. Now, the Scorpio full moon was just in your 7th house. That should have brought some clarity to your relationships, either business or romantically committed. And the Sagittarian full moon at the end of the month is in your 8th house. That's about your intimate ties, and it could be about your financial shared resources. Now, the Pluto retrograde, Taurus, for you is in your 10th house. That's your career. That's your standing in the world. So, Taurus, for these 6 months, if you're stuck in your career, now is the time to reevaluate that. Pluto is going to make sure you move in the right direction. Now, Gemini, the new moon for you coming up in Gemini is in your 12th house. So that for you is about rest, closure, spirituality, really coming to terms with the inner workings for yourself. Now, the Scorpio full moon that's coming up, the one that just passed, that was in your 6th house of work. So you might have had some realizations about your work, or it could have to do with your health. While the Sagittarian full moon at the end of the month, that's in your 7th house. That's partnerships. That's close business ties, committed relationships. So there might be something in that area of your life at the end of the month. Now, Pluto is in Aquarius, is retrograding Aquarius in your 9th house, Gemini. And Sarah, you were talking about this too, and being a Gemini. It's about your belief system, how you view the world. I know you talked about that in the beginning too. Time to reevaluate your beliefs. Cancer, the new moon for you coming up is in your 11th house. That's about goals, dreams, networks, friends. The Scorpio full moon was just in your 5th house, about creativity and romance, children. And the Sagittarian full moon at the end of the month for you is in your 6th house. That's work, routines, health. Now, Pluto, for you, Cancer, is retrograding in your 8th house. That is your deep emotional ties, your intimate relationships, and it also could do with your assets and your shared resources. So anyway you're stuck in those areas, you're being called to make a transition here. Leo, the new moon for you is in your 10th house coming up. Career opportunities. This is the time to plan. If you need to make a move in your career, this new moon is going to focus on that for you. Now, this past full moon was in your house of home and family. You might have had some revelations there. While the coming full moon at the end of the month is in your 5th house of romance and creativity. Now, for you, Leo, Pluto is retrograding in your 7th house. That's committed relationships, business, marriage, So if you're stuck in that area, that's where you're being called to make a transformation. Virgo, the new moon for you coming up is in your 9th house. Study, travel, education, could be media. That's your vision board. What do you want to make happen over the next 6 months? The Scorpio full moon that just happened was in your 3rd house. So you might have had some important conversations or some communication that has some significance. And the full moon at the end of the month is in your house of home and change. So there might be some change going on at the home front. Now, Pluto is going retrograde for you, Virgo, in your 6th house. That's your everyday life. That's your routines. Do you need to pay attention to your health? Are you having some bad habits and now it's time to turn this around? Are you in a rut at work? That's where your focus is going to be. Now, Libra, the new moon coming up is in your 8th house. That's transformation for shared resources, assets, your close, intimate relationships. This past Scorpio full moon was about money. You might have seen something culmination in your financial area, while the coming up full moon at the end of the month is in your house of communication, siblings, maybe something's happening in your neighborhood. Now, Pluto is in your 5th house in this retrograde. That's your creativity, your talents, your romance. If you're stuck there, that's where you need to make a change. It's also the house of children. So there could be some changes needed with your relationships with your children. Scorpio, new moon for you coming up. That's in your 7th house of committed relationships. So there's new partnership energy out there for you. The full moon was just in your 1st house. So maybe you changed the way you look or changed your hair color or got a new look. The Sagittarius full moon coming at the end of the month is about money and values. So maybe some money will be coming in for you. Pluto for you, Scorpio, that's retrograding in your house of home and family. So the focus there is if you're stuck in your house and you need to move or do a renovation or some family issue hanging out there, you're going to be called to get unstuck there. Sag, the new moon coming up for you is in your house of everyday life, work, health routines. You need to get those appointments. Now's the time to take care of yourself and get that going. The Scorpio full moon was just in your 12th house, so you might have had some release of some things that you've been carrying deeply with you. Now, the full moon is in the 1st house. That's about you, front and center. What do you want to do? How do you want to be in the world? Now, Pluto for you is in your 3rd house. That's communications. That's getting your voice. That's your mindset evolving. It also has to do with relations with your siblings. Capricorn, the new moon coming up is in your 5th house. Romance, creativity, all of that's in the offering. So start your vision board. The Scorpio full moon was just in your 11th house. That was friendships, groups, connections. You might have seen a shift there. While the full moon at the end of the month is in your 12th house. That calls for rest, meditation, really doing some inner work. Now, for Capricorns, Pluto's retrograding in your 2nd house. That's money and values. So you're going to be looking at the way you make money, what your values are, and maybe that you're stuck in aligning them. Aquarius, the new moon, your 4th house. You get to reset home and family and what you want that to look like over the next 6 months. The Scorpio full moon just activated your career. So career matters are important to you, Aquarius. You might see some changes going on there, while the full moon at the end of the month is about your network and the people you know. Pluto for you, Aquarians, it's in your sign. This is all about your own personal reinvention. It's all about you. So when Pluto is in your own sign, you're being called to reevaluate and get back to your own roots of who you really are. Now, Pisces, the new moon, that's in your 3rd house, communication and ideas. The Scorpio full moon was in your 9th house, maybe a trip or studies or in that area, media, some changes happen for you. While the full moon at the end of the month is about your career, so you can see some changes there as well. But for you, Pisces, the Pluto retrograde is in your 12th house. It's about your inner work. Pisces, you're the last sign. You're doing a lot of inner work. it's almost like some cleanup time for you, or some things you need to be addressed on a deep spiritual level. And Sarah, the message about Pluto is the same message we've been talking about really all year. Pluto is really affecting all of us, so we could transform into the person and the soul that we are meant to be here. It is so important to be true to ourselves now and to stand with our own personal values. So all this Pluto retrograde is doing is showing us where in our lives we need to do that right now to make that change. So we're all feeling it, but when you know the area you need to fix, at least that will give us relief when we start to work on those areas. So I hope that helps everybody navigate the month, Sarah.
I think we've given them quite enough so that they have the ability to look for the signs and make the choices and yield to the areas that are most beneficial so that they could be where they want to be 6 months from now, because that's so important.
Well, Pluto goes direct October 15th. So there's our 6 months. So we'll be looking back in October and November to see what changes we've been able to make in our lives, or start the journey to bring us back to our true selves.
And to our true selves we need to be, because to thine own self be true. And it's so important that we honor our spirit, honor our knowing, and we listen to the whisper of God, because God is always giving us all the clues that we need. Well, Stacy, it's been a pleasure having you join us here. For those of you who would like to know what the stars have for you personally with your own natal chart and what some of the transits may bring, and other questions that you have about your personal astrology, visit destinyinthestars.com, and there you can schedule your own personal session with Stacy Holler, and she can assist you navigate all the things that are coming up for you in the future and be prepared so that you can create the world and life that you desire. And especially those of you who have birthdays coming up in May and June and July, it's a great time to get ahead and see what you want this next year to be and where the moments are that you need to notice so you can follow the promptings and make the choices that lead you down the path for your best and highest good. Stacy, we appreciate you. We are grateful that you're here sharing your wisdom and knowledge with us once a month, and you have been for several years now, and we know our audience is most appreciative of your wisdom.
It is always my pleasure to join you and your listeners, and I look forward to joining you again next month.
Great, Stacy. We thank you so much, and we'll talk next month. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
866-972-7247. If you're on hold, please don't hang up, because as soon as we come back from this commercial break, we are going right back to the phone lines right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And do you know me? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we would love to talk to you. And we want to thank Stacy from DestinyInTheStars.com. Be sure to visit her website, DestinyInTheStars.com, and learn more about the sessions and how she can assist you with astrology to navigate just about anything in life. We've got to go back to the phone lines. We've had some people on hold. Greatly appreciative of them holding. We want to go to West Palm Beach. I have Heather on the line. Heather, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good, Heather. Good to make this connection with you. And how are you doing?
I could be better. I have been going through a lot of quick life changes in the span of the last, I would say, couple months. That has just been very upside down, and trying to also navigate my job search in the middle of family crisis, and a lot of things have just been thrown in my direction, and I'm feeling kind of hopeless and unsure of my path.
Yeah. So let me tell you first and foremost that this year is key for career maneuvers, okay? So this year is all about the career, all about the money, all about next steps. Now, difficult to focus when we have things going on personally around us, yes? So we're trying to handle people and their ins and outs. And is there a family member who has something going on with their health as well, Heather, at this time?
I actually have my own health things going on, but
okay, it's your health. Okay.
I know my
Spirit's
mom
talking
does,
to me about health
but
going on, so you're navigating
I
health
recently
issues?
found out.
Yeah.
Sorry. I recently found out some things about my health.
Right. And we have a lot of inflammation in the body in your health as well, yes?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. And are you checking some things that have to do with something with your immune system at this time as well?
Yeah, it's more like metabolic and my thyroid and that stuff.
Right. Because I feel like your body feels inflamed, and it feels as if we are in this energy of a little bit of fight or flight. So seems very anxious in your energy. Does this make sense to you? Yes?
It does,
Your rest
yes.
is also difficult, please? You're waking up in the middle of the night. Is that also true?
Sometimes. I mean, sometimes it's hard to go to bed.
You're having trouble stilling your mind. So we are at a crossroad, a pathway for work and career at this time, and we are looking for our next step. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. July into August brings about the opportunity for change for work. We have some applications into a work that's in a slightly new direction than what you have done in the past. Is that true?
I think so. I mean, I've been applying to a lot of different things, some things that are mainly similar to one another, and then some things that are a little bit outside of that. So just kind of trying to expand my horizon a little bit.
Okay. You will most likely find that when you are stepping outside of the energy of what you're used to doing, things are going to flow better. So let's be a little more creative in our search and find yourself doing something that incorporates what you're trained in, but also is going to give you some wiggle room so that you feel as if you are learning something new, adding to your repertoire, and also expressing your own creative self. What is your question around family and that divide and that issue that I see?
I think it's just like my main thing is like I feel like it's just one thing after another, and a lot of things with my dad specifically, and just feeling very isolated, alone, and I've just felt like I've detached myself emotionally from him, and I just don't know like what my relationship is going to look like with him in the future and what boundaries I should be setting for myself.
Well, great questions, and let me share with you what I hear. So your relationship has forever changed with your dad because of the behavior and the way he has presented himself. And so now you see him in a different light, and once you've seen, you can't unsee. So does that mean we don't love him? No, it does not mean that. It's just we know that there's a sense of energy that makes you feel as if there's betrayal, there's disappointment, there's an issue of what about me? I mean, what about the family? Where are your, meaning you're thinking of your dad, where are your emphasis on? What is it that you're focusing on? And clearly it isn't about what we've built together as a family. It's become more about you. And so when you understand that your father in his journey of life, as it's at this point where his selfishness, that's the word I want to use, is derailing all that he had built. And now we all are left questioning what was the foundation like anyhow, and how in it was he from the beginning, we do not know. So there's a sense of disillusionment with your father at this time. And what you can do is let go and allow him to figure out his journey for himself. Allow your family to figure out how we detach from this experience so that we can all move on, and allow him to figure it out. And the boundary is clear. When you are ready to allow him to show you the version of himself that is going to be conducive to the life you want to build, then the two of you can meet in the middle, all right? But right now, it's too raw. You're trying to see it through a different lens, but you can't, because I said earlier, once you saw what you saw, you know what you know, you can't unsee what you know. And so Spirit says, just be still with it. It is really not as much about you, and you have a sister as well, correct?
Yes.
It is not as much about you and your sister as it is between your parents. And for you, this is such an important time for you to build your future and lay the groundwork for your life. And now you know that you have to show up for you, and that you're going to be a magnet to attract people in your life that are more true, more authentic, transparent. These are things that are going to be even more important than they were before. Before they were important, but you assumed that the people around you were being this. And then unfortunately, Heather, we have found out that is not the case. And that is their lesson to learn. And it is your experience to learn how to honor yourself and not allow someone else's actions to dictate your future. And the opportunity to forgive him over time. Because this is the transitional time for you, for your career and for relationships for yourself, so that you can have a fabulous connection and growth spurt and form your own future family. And this is where the universe is directing you. He was the assistant in the forming of your childhood. Now he has shown himself to be where he is in his journey in life, and that is where he needs to be to figure himself out. His job is done now. Your job is to take the aspects that have caused you hurt and pain, release them, heal them, transform them. Do not allow them to define you, and move yourself towards what you would like your life to be. And of course, be there an assistance for your sister, for your mom. Yes, we have to stand together, but you have to all incorporate your own identities. Your identities are not formed by the storyline that says someone betrayed us, someone didn't honor the family code, and now here we are fragmented and all over the place. No, that doesn't define you. That's just what it looks like, and it looks messy. But I promise you, as we come out of this year, it's not going to look so messy. And somehow, your mom's going to navigate through it all, and everything will work out. This is the year between July and August that you really want to formate this next step for your career. It's going to be instrumental. It is going to be a year of financial wellness for you personally. And then everything that's meant to align with your soul, people, places, and things, are really going to line up, and they're going to be easily identifiable in the 2027 time. So we will heal, we will recuperate from this, and we will move forward. Have we given you enough information to work with moving forward?
Yes, and I was just curious if there's any particular region or area where this change might happen in terms of my career.
So when I look at the career and work, are we in a connection with, were we working on something having to do with projects and perhaps something in the financial area as well, Heather?
I think I've looked at things, but I don't think I've looked at it too much.
Okay. What did we go to school for? What's your background?
Communications, journalism, PR, and I have a minor in business.
Okay. See, your forte is with people, projects, launching of something. You're meant to be with people. You're meant to map out some happening, put it all together for someone, and take it to the next step. So if mapping it out in a form of journalism and something having to do with public relations, this could be great for you. But looking at something that is public relations connected to projects, like for instance, let's say they're building a new hotel somewhere, and you're going to be the public relations person for that new hotel with all the bells and whistles, right? So it doesn't have to be your traditional public relations. It might be something that's part of a project. It could be the public relations connection having to do with a new development that's going up, or something having to do with the rebuild down in West Palm Beach, for instance, right? Something that you can really sink your teeth into, has projects and many facets so that we don't get bored. If you go to the journey of journalism and you focus on journalism and you look at that from the perspective of, I want to be a messenger, I want to be a way shower, then you pick something that you're passionate about and you align yourself with a company, an entity that speaks to that, and then you run with that. But both will take you to projects and people. Whether you're just talking about it or you're helping present it and helping others present themselves and talk about it as well. You see where I'm going?
Yes.
Okay. You've got your work cut out for you. Apply everywhere. Let's see what happens. I do feel we're going to land somewhere July, August, in these very next short months. So focus and let's see where we land. And where we land doesn't mean we have to stay. It's a place to start, to springboard to what comes next. All right, Heather, thank you so much for your call, and thank you for holding. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Sarah. Have a good evening.
You too. Thank you. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. I've got to go to Boca. I've got Carmen on the line. Carmen, how are you tonight? Are you with us, Carmen? We're hoping to get Carmen in Boca, but maybe we don't have her. And so from Carmen...
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Great. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was weird. How are you, Sarah?
I am well. Thank you so much for connecting with us tonight. And we are really looking at self this year. And as we approach your birthday over these next 6 months, it is, what does Carmen have to do for Carmen? How does Carmen self-care, self-nurture? What does Carmen need to do to make sure Carmen's needs, desires are being met? And what brings Carmen joy? It is meant to be a joyous, free time as we approach these next 6 months. And what do you need to do to set you free? Where is the limitation? What is holding you back? This is what Spirit is going to be kind of prompting you to disentangle from so that you could really be in a very pleasant experience coming into the fall and really feel like you are living on purpose and intentional, very directional, intentional experience. Carmen, what is your question for us tonight?
My question is, for the past 12 months, I feel like I've gone through a personal spiritual siege, and I'm currently in a wilderness experience, and I want to know when and how do I get out of this. I'm just done. When I
know you're done, and that's what's going to happen over these next 6 months, right? You're not going to feel lost and in this ambiguous, uncomfortable spot as we take you out. And how do we get through? We have to be in it to direct ourselves through it. And you're going to connect to the divine. And Spirit says that they want you to make a list of when there's the dark moment, the dark night of the soul, the uncomfortability. Carmen, they say, in this moment I feel uncomfortable. And you write it out. And then the next thing you write is, and I release this to the universe, and I am freed. I am freed of this in this lifetime and from generationals that have carried through, that have created this disconnect, right? Because there's a lot of generational happenings around you. Are you aware of the generational patterns that have influenced you in your life?
Yes, I am very aware of it.
Very aware. And so I release this, and I release it in this generation and the generations who have gone before me, and I release it. And then you go to the next thing that makes you feel uncomfortable, right? And then you release that. And then you take it all and you put it in a bowl or a pot, and we put a little fire there, and we let it burn away. And as the energy goes up, and I say do this outside in a safe environment, please, and as the smoke goes up, you say, I release this into the energy for the ultimate transformation, so I am freed once and for all. And then you say, I am the woman who, and then you begin to say who you are. I am the woman who is free of this limitation, who's free of this weight, free of this uncomfortability, free of this uncertainty, ready to embrace new experiences, new happiness, new financial abundance, new partnership connections with people. I am the woman who is connected with everything that is aligned for my divine destiny. I am awake, I am aware, I am connected. And as we awaken the connection even stronger within you, you're going to notice your intuition is really being reshaped at this moment. And when we come past these next 6 months, you're going to find you're even more on target. You are here to be of service to humanity. That is something that is here for you. You're going through the uncomfortability so that you could then define what it is I want to do and how I want to show up in the world in my true authenticity and bring to others something that is uniquely about transformation for them. You're not going through this for no reason. You're going through this experience so that you can bring and pay forward the profit and the joy of what you have experienced. Does this resonate with you, Carmen?
Yeah, it does. Okay. But I was thinking more of the short term. I'm pretty. Yeah. I was thinking more of the short term. I'm pretty much aware of what's going to play out soon. But that was really good stuff. I needed to be reminded of it. I do have a second question. There is a recent connection that I formed. Now, he says all the right things, yet I'm not fully buying in.
What is his birthday, Carmen? Because we have about 30, 40 seconds. What's his birthday?
October 30th.
Okay. He's really in a place of connection. He's really wanting to have connection in relationship. Here is somebody who complicates things that aren't meant to be complicated, even though he's saying all the right things. His footing is not as secure as he's presenting. He does have a good heart, and this is a year that, closer we get to the October and on, is a time that he's going to be much more ready to formulate relationship that could lead to something a little bit more committed. So he's saying all the right things, and he has that idea and intention and thinking out loud, but know that he's not 100% ready to put his money where his mouth is. So if he steps forward, you step forward. If he stands still, you don't move. Does this help you?
Okay. Yeah, I just want to know what those intentions were.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's formulating them.
Sounds good.
He knows what he'd like to have. He's just got to figure out how he's going to get himself there, and very often he gets in his own way. But that's part of his personality. All right, Carmen, we've got to pop off. Thank you so much for your call, and thank you for being on hold. We greatly appreciate it. We will catch you next time. Bye for now.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone who's followed us here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. We'll catch you next Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. For now, we bid you farewell. Visit sarahspiritual.com for further information about my sessions and my products and my center in West Palm Beach. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
Oh, there's a light.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.